Greetings everyone and a warm welcome to you all. Hey Aries, this is your September 2017 reading with me. Sit back and relax and enjoy the messages that are going to be coming your way. We are using 3 different decks. You'll figure the format out as we work through it, but it does take a bit of shuffling. So Aries, let's see what's in store for you guys. The first deck here is the Morgan Greer. And just a little more shuffling. Okay, let's see what's in store. Your first card is the King of Rods. Your next is the 3 of Rods, then the 4 of Cups, then the Star. The second deck we are using is the John Holland Psychic Tarot deck. So a little bit more shuffling here. Just part of the layout. Remember too that we have just come out of the eclipses in August, the big one on the 21st, which travelled across the United States of America from coast to coast. So it's quite a powerful eclipse. The United States hasn't seen one like this in 127 years, so it does affect a lot of people on the planet as well. And eclipses tend to make us look into the hidden things in life that we often hide from. That first card out is number 19, which is the Sun. Then you have the Universe, which is the world. Then you have the Waiting Game. And then you have Shadow, which is the Moon. We've got the Moon and the Star and the Sun, which is all a little bit synchronistic, given I was just talking about the eclipse that has happened. And of course the eclipse is in our sky and it affects the moon and the sun in particular, and the stars and planets as well are all affected by it. So that's a little bit sort of synchronistic there. Now we have the last deck, which is the Fairy Oracle deck. These are a beautiful, compelling deck as well, with some really nice positive messages in it. So just a little more shuffling for Aries. What your desire is within reach. Patience, please. Healing, healed and healer. And emotional healing. Wow. Okay, so let me just move this back so that you can see all of the cards. I'm never quite sure if it's in vision until I start. Basically, we are working down the lines or the columns. This is the first week, second, third and fourth. So Aries, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcanas, and I've already talked a little bit about them. Rather an unusual bunch, but actually they work really well together. The 1 court card with the King of Rods, and then another Rods and a Cup card. So it feels as though people and emotions might play a role in the month for you. Now before I started, I had some words written down which came to mind, and they were success, nature, food and diet. So we'll see how that plays into the reading. But if we start on the top left with the King of Rods, he is often known as the person who can instigate creative energy or ideas or thoughts. He can be a literal person, so he could be a male fire sign energy, very much like yourself, the Leos and the Sagittarians of course. So he could possibly be someone that's in your life that you are associating with or working with. For some of you, he could even be a new romantic interest or some relationship type of energy. If he's not a person, he is possibly yourself exuding your creative energies, because that's what he does in force. He's very good at that. Thinking up ideas or projects, or sometimes it has things to do with your career as well, because that's often where our creative resources are tied up in our working life. He's looking back into the past a little bit, and I see the other guy here with the rods is also looking back into the past. So this could relate to a project or an issue or something to do with this person that is coming from recent months, and it's either you haven't tied ends off, or you've still got something to do with it, or it's being reignited some way or another. Because I feel these two are slightly tied together. They're just so close, and they were the cards that were dealt out consecutively, one after each other. They're close in colouring, and they're both rods, and it's kind of giving me the same energy. So there could be something here regards this particular synergy with either, as I say, a person or a creative idea or project or force that is re-establishing itself again. And when we come to the card underneath, number 19, which is the sun and the star in anybody's reading are considered quite magical because they're the benevolent hope givers. They're two of the most beloved and worshipped cards because they proffer off these positive energies, and they offer light in both perspectives of both the day and the night type energies. So you get a balance of synergy going on. So the sun is all about everything hopeful and beautiful and positive. So it's love, joy, bliss, harmony, success, fertility too. So this can be the conception of something new ideas. Hence we come back to this business type proposition or career related ideas, or possibly even new conception of babies or something new in your life. Okay, so the sun gives off all of these vibrations. Now each one of you will find this at a different level. It will resonate with you differently, and it will offer you some sort of positivity in your own way. But the card underneath is also powerful. What does it say? It says your desire is within reach. And then it says have faith as everything is working in your favour. I mean, some of the cards you've pulled out, Aries, are really powerful and they're really positive. So this is a great reading to have for you guys coming straight after this eclipse, because the eclipse energy is very much tied in this for you guys, because we've got the star, the sun, the stars and the moon. They're telling you quite cohesively that the eclipse is affecting you guys, but you have this positive energy coming out of it. So be aware and awake and activate yourself at this time. Eclipses do bring about change, and sometimes it can be a little worrying because it can be, really new change, and we get a bit stuck in our ways and we're afraid to take that leap of faith. But other times it's like boom, 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 there's just so much coming, and opportunities around every corner, but they don't happen all the time. We know that. We'll go through periods in life where it's stagnant and nothing's happening. So jump on the bandwagon for September and really get those energies going and get this creative force going, because this is a powerful reading. We come to the second week, and that's another thing I want to say. The cards flow really through the month. There's an ease of flow. Although I lay them out for a format, they're not necessarily stuck with rigid definitions of time, because time is only how we believe we see it. But in truth, in the universe, in the cosmos, time has its own relationship with us. So this is more of a moving synergy in the readings than locked and loaded to a certain week or day. But for the purpose of the reading, the second week has the Three of Wands, the universe, and patience, please. So the Three of Wands often tells us that we're thinking about our career and we're trying to extrapolate out what do we want, what are we seeking, what are our main goals, and where do we want to go, and how do we want to get there. Often this is about readjustment or rearranging or getting some sort of vibe of excitement and ideas coming in. This can even be a time when you are applying for new roles, and you could be looking at overseas, or you could be extending your business, so your business might be growing, or consequently you're turning your back on something that you've been doing in the past and preparing yourself to walk away, which is what he's doing. Remember to check all of your directions. Don't cut yourself off from seeing every perspective, because quite clearly he seems to have left an aspect behind with that particular part of his creation. So make sure you amalgamate all of your ideas, concepts, the people who can get you from A to B, all opportunities. So we come down to the universe, which is the World card. And the World card is often about acknowledging that we have come on a long distance, and we have finished a cycle, and we have gained a lot of knowledge on the way, and we are preparing to move into a new phase of life, learning and wisdom. So it's a beautiful card, and it's very powerful, but it does signal something is ebbing away, and it's allowing you to take that creativeness and all the learning and the lessons forward into your next hyper jump of initiation and of growth and of learning again. It can also represent people going on a trip or travelling. So sometimes this can be around the world, or a very distant overseas trip, and sometimes you can meet people who you form very strong bonds with, and they can be foreigners that may not even speak the same language as yourself, and they could sometimes become the dearest of friends. So the universe card holds great energies that cross through time. It's a card that takes you from the past and connects you with the future at a very deep level of allowing you to bring your knowledge and awareness and wisdom with you, the things that you have learned on your journey. And then it says, patience please. And it says, what you're asking for is coming about. Have patience, as there are unseen factors that need to occur first. And these two are close to each other, telling you twice in a row that what is it you're hoping for, Aries, because you've got it coming. It may not be quite there yet. There's something about the universe that is telling you when its timing is ready, it will deliver it for you. And that's interesting, because I just said earlier about timing, how we believe we control it with our 24-hour clock and our 7-day week and our 12-month year. But that's a fallacy, because that's just our limited perspective of the dimension of time. It is far more vast, and time decides when things happen more often than us. So as long as you are aware that you always continue dreaming of the things you want and focusing on them and visualizing them and feeling into them, then you will eventually get it. The manifestation will come. It's a powerful form of bringing it into this reality, is the desire for it and the constant continuation of that realm of thought. So it's quite, I said this was a powerful reading, and certainly some of the words that are arriving that I'm saying are really powerful. They kind of like, sit down, Aries, I'm going to give you the lecture of your life, because that's what it sounds like's coming, We come to this third week and we see the 4 of Cups, the 2 of Wands, or another Wands if you like, and healing, healed and healer. So the 4 of Cups is often about a proposition coming, or an offer of some sort, and you sort of feeling ambivalent or not entirely convinced this is what you want or where you want to go. The card often suggests to us that we should open our eyes and look a little bit further and take a little bit more information. Don't be so locked and loaded on a set paradigm or direction, because plenty of things can change, and there is always scope for taking a project to a different level or direction than your first initial appraisal of it. So allow yourself to be open and allow new ideas to come in, and don't necessarily just swathe it all off and say, no, it's not for me, or it's not good enough. There's something in some sort of offers that are coming that are not all bad, and you should expand on them. We've got the waiting game, the Two of Wands or rods, and diagonally attached to it is patience, please. So you see the connections are quite strong throughout the whole reading. You're being told very clearly that you have to wait for something. So, and this is often about our creative zone or our career again. So some of you might be thinking, I want to expand a business, or I want to apply for a job, or I want a promotion, or I want a pay rise. You have to wait. There's something that's not ready, and the universe hasn't shown you what it is yet, but it's coming. So again, positive messages, but you are needing to have some patience. It could even be to do with your health, because we see lots of healing down here. So for some of you that have been waiting for health issues to resolve or a new cycle to kick in along those lines, don't despair and don't give up, because they're telling you, it's within reach. Just be patient, because healing is coming at all levels for you. That's very, very powerful. So coming down to this, beautiful healing energy surrounds you and this situation. So if there is anything that needs a healing in your life, whether it's yourself, whether it's your physical body or your spiritual body or emotional, or whether it's friends or your career or your finances or anything, it's being addressed, it's being nurtured, it's being tended and loved. And that's how healing takes place. It's the energy of love and openness and acceptance and tolerance and patience and understanding. That's what healing is all about. So allow the healing in this reading to come through to you at whatever level you are seeking it. It's quite interesting for me, because I'm an Aries myself, so I'm obviously very interested in the reading and the messages that are coming through, and I am beginning to uplift a large degree of healing work. So I find that very poignant, because I'm pushing myself very much into spiritual healing for people, for my clients. So lovely message for me personally, I'm sure. So we come to kind of this fourth week here. We see two big major arcanas in here, the star, then the moon, and then emotional healing. So the star is all about, again, back in the heavens, we had the heavens, picture-wise, we have it here, 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 and here. So the star tells us that you are being guided by something. There is something, not just yourself, but other and celestial. So angelic, it's your spirit guides, it's angels, it's your guardian angel. Something along those lines is guiding you towards this direction that you're headed in. And it's a support system, it's a network team. It's beautifully synchronistic. You can receive messages that are powerful and you go, wow, where did that come from? So it's things like that that are involved when the star card turns up. And again, it's a benevolent card, so it has this way of reducing any negative energies from any other cards. And all I'm thinking of here is like the waiting game. So it's slowing that energy down, or it's dissipating it out. So perhaps you don't have to wait quite as long as you think. That's a possibility. It also talks to us about having balance in our life and moderating our diet in particular. And I know that I mentioned that word in the beginning. It said the words I had for you were success, nature, food, and diet. And there is a huge amount of success in this reading. And this is nature out here, and we also talk about diet with this card. So it's about balancing your diet and balancing your physical side of life and your body in particular. And for some of you, hormones and vitamins, minerals, things like that. Some of you might need to get a health check, like a physical health check, and this could be why the healing is involved down here. There might be something that you actually need to uplift to make sure that everything is tickety-boo. It's an old-fashioned saying, isn't it? Tickety-boo. Okay, coming to the shadow card, which is the moon. I particularly like this card. Again, it's really giving us the picture of an eclipse, if you like, because there is the moon and there is the sun, and again we see this depicted down here, and in essence they are the shadow essence of each other. It's the yin and yang, the night and day, the black and white. So it tells us that every part and every aspect of our life has a shadow effect. For every action there is a reaction. So this card kind of talks about that energy and synergy, and it talks about the need to address it and not hide from it. It's also telling us very clearly in this reading that the eclipses coming are making changes in your life for each individual. They will be specific to you, but there are changes coming in your life and you won't be stopping them. And from my gut feeling is a lot of them are going to be beneficial and positive. Sometimes this is about addressing the stuff that we don't like, the shadow side of our emotions, the fear, the anxiety, guilt, worry. And this is where these two cards are connecting down here, the healing energies. So if any of you have got anything that you want healed in your past, also in past lives, so this can be relationships, it can be tied into karmic debt, it can be tied into health issues, it can be tied into relationships, anything that's gone on either in this life or definitely past life stuff. It's a time period right now where healing can be done, cathartic healing, and it could be painful for some of us, and it could be hard work, it could be quite intense, but it's like purging it out of your body and out of your system. So when you do that, you then allow room for the positive and the light and the power to come back in. It does also tell us at this particular time, be very careful of unscrupulous people in your life and dealings where people are cheating you for some reason. So if you're thinking of buying something or signing contracts or borrowing money or loaning money, watch out who you're dealing with and make sure you're dealing with reputable people. Sometimes this can also be a sign of things done at night, under the cover of night, or meeting people at night, and sometimes it can even be the sign of secret passionate liaisons, things like affairs. So this could also be where this emotional triangle is coming in as well. But we come to the very last card of the reading and we see emotional healing. And it says, as your heart heals of old emotional pain, you receive new blessings and love. I mean, these three cards in particular down the bottom are very giving. It's like you're receiving so much positive energy and passion and love and your desires. So this is a beautiful reading and it is very powerful. And sometimes we'll go for months, without getting really positive readings, and we sort of go, oh, blah, God, do I have to go through all that? But this is not one of those. This is one of those that has that real lift, that passion to it. And so right in the middle of this card, the woman in the middle of her heart, she's holding a beautiful emerald green stone. So there definitely is a lot of beautiful heart energy healing that occurs through this particular card and through the message that's coming your way as well. So for any of you who have had broken hearts or there has been heart pain, especially in relationships, this could be a time where you can connect either with yourself or spiritually with the other people or person to allow some sort of forgiveness and to know that there is healing coming around the matter. Again, this will be something you have to do yourself, and you'll have to make the connection and meditate upon it and spend time figuring out how to get that connection at the spiritual level. The other thing too, it could be about your physical health and about your heart. So I got the message up here about checking your hormones, your vitamins and minerals. That could go all the way in line to your heart enzymes, cholesterol, your physical heart around your chest area, so lungs, chest, thorax, heart area for Aries as well. Check it out, make sure it's sound, and make sure you give yourself a good physical health bill tick in the month of September. So there you are, Aries. That is a really beautiful reading. You know, enjoy it. The colours of the cards are vibrant, they're kind of passionate, they're sparkling, they're energised. So yeah, really, I hope you've enjoyed the reading, get a lot out of it, and managed to put it to practice for the month of September. So hey, thanks for listening, everyone. Remember to check your rising sign and your moon sign, because you never know what messages are hiding in those readings as well. Again, it's a pleasure to do these readings, and it's lovely to have you all here. So have a great month ahead, guys. Much love. Namaste.